How does it feel to be back at Old Timers Day? I know it's an annual thing, but especially this year celebrating the 25th anniversary of the 2000 World Series team.
Well, it's just getting together with the players that made your life special. And it's always Chelsea. It's year to year you think it's going to be a different feeling, but it's the same. It's like having a family reunion.
Yeah. Do you keep in touch with these guys throughout the year or over the years much?
Well, you touch base with them every once in a while. I'll see it's somebody's birthday and I'll text Jorge Posada or Derek and I always get a response back. It's just something that we did together. That you can't take away from us.
Yeah. What's the first thing that pops into your mind when you think back to that 2000 Subway Series World Series?
It was the last thing I wanted to have happen, only because, when you're a member of the Yankees, it didn't matter who had a better team, you're supposed to win. And, George Steinbrenner was at the helm. He was the big boss, and it was nerve-wracking. Not only the fact that you come to the ballpark and have a lot of pressure on you, but the fact that you walk into the dry cleaners and drop some stuff off, and that's all they're talking about. So, and then, when Mariano got that last out in Game 5, it was such a relief. And, in fact, after Game 5, there were all kinds of parties going on. The players would say, why don't you come to the city, Skip? We're going to have this get-together. I was so exhausted that my wife, Allie, and I drove back home to Westchester and stopped in an all-night diner and had a sandwich before we went back to the house. So I was just worn out at that point in time, but it was certainly worth it.
Wait, that's amazing. I love hearing that story. Last one for you. I know managing is hard. Managing teams is very hard. What do you think of the current state of the Yankees right now and, all the things that Aaron Boone is currently dealing with?
Well, he's scuffling. People say, who you root for? I manage the Dodgers and I manage the Braves and Cardinals. And I said, I root for people. And I feel for Aaron Boone. I've been in that place where you're trying to, rearrange the furniture and hopefully makes a difference. But again, this club's too good not to have a run, and there's still time left. If we were September 1st, I'd be more concerned, but I have a lot of confidence. First off, he doesn't panic. Boone's been down this road before. I mean, he's third generation major leaguer, and I just feel in my heart that they're going to make a run and be where they're supposed to be at the end.
Lots of baseball to be played. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Chelsea.
How does it feel to be back in pinstripes here inside Yankee Stadium?
Oh, it feels fantastic. I'm just trying to figure out what to do with my hair because it was not allowed when I played, but at least I came back clean shaven. But the hair's a mess right now, so I'm doing my best to keep it up and out of my face.
It looks great. Does it feel like it's been so long since you've been back with these guys? I know you guys are celebrating the 25-year anniversary of the 2000 team, but does it feel like it's been a long time?
Yeah, well, I had to face these guys. I was putting up some great numbers in Kansas City, which eventually got me traded, but seeing all these guys and just being welcomed in the Yankee family, after coming from Boston, but going out there playing the game hard, playing the game the right way, the fans embraced it, and they definitely embraced the 2009 World Series.
Definitely did. One last question for you. I have to ask you, how do you feel about the current state of the Yankees?
Oh, wow. They're going through a tough time, and it happens to every team, not just once, a couple of times during the season. Hopefully they can, get some momentum. Sometimes you have to win those scrappy games, and when you do that, it's a domino effect. Hopefully they can get healthy. Health is the biggest thing out there, and we know they have depth, but hopefully they can turn things around real quick because once you start going back in that wild card state, it's really tough to start climbing over teams every day. It's just impossible. There's too many teams at that last spot, so they really have to go get on a winning streak.
We'll see if they can do it. All right, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Willie, how does it feel to be back inside Yankee Stadium? You got the uniform on, you ready to go? How's it feel?
It's still like the night before Christmas, I wake up 3 or 4 times, can't wait to see my boys. beautiful day and just enable us to kind of reminisce a little bit, talk a little trash, man. This is a really cool thing.
What's the first thing that pops into your mind when you think back to that 2000 World Series team?
Well, that I grew up in this town. We had the first time having a Subway Series. Think about it. That's the ultimate World Series to me. If you're from New York, I'm from Brooklyn, so it was just having a family and friends and having the ultimate game played on the biggest stage in the country. That's what I think about more than anything. And it was nerve-wracking because bragging rights were on the line, okay? And I live here, so I knew that if we didn't win, I could not show my face for about a month after the season. So, and when it was over, it was elation, it was great, but I actually exhaled like, thank God, I can go out.
What are we going to see from you in the old-timers game?
You won't see much. I really shouldn't be playing. I'm not setting this up, but my wrist is really bad. But my granddaughters are here, and they will not let me forget that. So I'm going to go up there and impersonate a hitter, and I'll go out in the field, and maybe they won't hit it to me, you know? But I'm just looking forward to having fun, and like I said, a little pain, take a cup of Advil, a little Bengay, I'll be okay.
Speaking of bragging rights, absolutely. Speaking of bragging rights, not too much to brag about right now in New York baseball between the Yankees and the Mets. Both teams kind of going through a little bit of a slump. How do you feel about the current state of the Yankees and the Mets?
Well, it's time to start to really knuckle in really strong here because you got a little window of time going into September where this is where you define who you are, you know. You go through ups and downs, that's part of it. You make the adjustments, that's part of it. But to me, this is the time where both teams need to really focus and push because this is a crucial time with a tough schedule in some cases where teams are not afraid of us anymore, you know. And I think that we need to get that mojo back where when they come into Yankee Stadium, places like that, they know they're going to be in for a big fight. Now, they're going to be fine. You know, guys are going up and down. I still believe in them, but it's time to start going.
Jorge was saying he wants to see some fight from the Yankees, too. I asked him if we would see a fight in the old-timers game. He said no, not exactly. So we hope you guys have some
we'll
fun.
We'll fake it.
How does it feel to be back inside Yankee Stadium, uniform on, back with some of the guys? How's it feel?
It feels great, you know, to come back as a Yankee. A lot of guys that I play with. When you're playing, you don't realize that the names of these guys. You're like, wow, I play with this guy. You're really a fan now. And then to see like Mickey Rivers, Willie Randolph, and all these guys, they share this one with the fans. Nothing against the Mets, I'm a Met at heart, but nobody does it like the Yankees do.
Speaking of being a Met at heart, the Mets going through a little bit of a slump right now. How do you feel about the current state of the Mets?
I think the Mets can be okay. I still like to say pitching. Pitching wins. I mean, you got to have pitching. Pitching got to be consistent because the lineup is nice, but they got to get consistent. And the main thing is they stay healthy. I think they're going to be right there because once you get in the postseason, it's the hottest team to win, not always the best team. I think they're going to be okay. Just got to get more consistent. You're right.
And to that end, how about the Yankees?
Yankees the same way. I think a lot of times the Yankees, from what I see, just my opinion, I think the team is going out there trying not to lose instead of saying, let's win. We got confidence we're going to win, but when you go out there and you're saying, let's try not to lose, you put a lot of pressure on yourself and just take it one game at a time. Sometimes you just got to go back to the basics.
Yeah. Do you keep up or catch up with some of these guys? Do you stay in touch over the years, or is this more like a reunion, so to speak?
I think with the Mets, I see them guys all the time, come into the stadium, fantasy camp, and all that stuff. With the Yankees, like David Cohen, we talk all the time. Tino's from Tampa. Boggs, he's not here today. He's from Tampa. So a lot of these guys I stay in contact with. I see Willie Randolph a lot. And it's good to see these guys. Now we talk about grandkids and great-grandkids. We're not talking about anything else, but it's fun to make sure everybody's doing well.
How's it feel to be back out here wearing the pinstripes and out here with some of the guys?
It feels outstanding. I feel like a real baseball player.
Does it feel like, what are the emotions that come to mind just being back inside Yankee Stadium and just being around some of your, old teammates and things?
I'm glad you asked. Mixed feelings. A lot of guys that I played with in '98. Really good to see those guys. And then the Yankees that you grew up watching, they're getting a little older. So it's just kind of, you're just like, oh man, And so I have I have a hard time here. I really do. Because they hear all the great stories from their playing days, and so you're just like a little kid looking up to these guys.
Does it feel weird that so much time has passed? Like, have you put that into perspective at all?
I really have, because I actually have a son that's in professional baseball. So it's been a while.
While I have you, I do have to ask you about the current state of the current Yankees right now. How are you feeling about where they are? I know that they're struggling just a bit, but it's a long season, so they could turn things around.
No doubt. I mean, a lot of baseball left. Ever since I played, it was really just about executing, right? So they just need to hit that stretch where they're just rolling on all cylinders. I mean, before you know it, you're up 6 games one month, and you can be then you're down 6 games the next, and you can be back up 6 games. So they're definitely in it. They just execute better. That's it.